Hi guys, it's Paula and I hope you are doing well. This is going to be my April 2020 edition. This is going to be my April 2020 update for all of the products I have pan on. This is kind of like a big brag fest where basically I pat myself on the back for all of my hard work with panning, and I share it with you guys to hopefully inspire you guys to keep going if you're feeling frustrated or unmotivated with your panning projects. So let's talk about some numbers. I do this every April and every October. At least so far I've been doing it every April and every October. I have said this in every one of these videos, but when I think about what my goals are for these videos and for the amount of products I have pan on, it's just to have something different. It's just to have change. I don't want to film this video and find out that I'm exactly at the same place I was 6 months ago. I want it to look different. I don't know if I want to have more pans or less pans, but as long as it's different, I'm happy. So let's take a look at where I was 6 months ago and compare it to where I am today. All right, so 6 months ago, I had 59 pans total out of everything. I count anything that has a pan as a product with pan on it. Eyeshadow, blush, highlighter, face powders, anything like that is considered a product that I would talk about in this video. And 6 months ago, I had 59. Today, I have 54. So this is the first time since I started doing this in April of 2018 that the number actually went down. That's never happened before. I started out in April of 2018 with 37 pans, and it's been creeping up until this time it actually went down by 5 pans. So how did that happen? Well, I finished more than I panned. So out of the 59 pans I had 6 months ago, I finished 9 of them completely over the past 6 months. They're finished, they're out of this collection, they're used up. And I have 6 new pans to show you today. Out of the makeup that I previously had pan, there are 35 products that I didn't touch at all in the last 6 months. I had pan on them 6 months ago. I still have pan on them now, but I haven't really worked on them. I have 13 products that I haven't finished yet, but I am still working on. So right now there should be a video clip playing of the 35 products that I had pan on previously and that I haven't touched in the last 6 months. There's no point in pulling them all out individually and showing them to you. I haven't worked on them at all. There's nothing really new. They're the same pans I had 6 months ago, so there's nothing to really talk about. Hopefully, every one of those will end up in a project sooner rather than later, but for now, I'm not working on them, and I have not been working on them in the past 6 months at all. Next, let's talk about the 9 products that I finished since I last filmed one of these videos 6 months ago. 3 of the products, 3 of the pans, I should say, came from that color correcting quad from e.l.f. that was just in my Partners in Cream project pan. And so that was 3 out of the 9 right there. I finished a blush and an eyeshadow from my Pure Go Nude palette, which was my Pan That palette from 2018. I finished my Victoria's Secret lip balm. I finished 1 of the 2 eyeshadows from my Baby Pan That palette, the deeper purple from that Lancome duo. And I finished my Elizabeth Mott blush and a single cream colored eyeshadow, both of which were in my Pan That palette from last year, in that magnetic palette that I panned. So those are the 9 pans that had panned 6 months ago and have since been finished. So that's really good. 9 pans out of my stash, 1 whole quad out of my stash, all good stuff. Okay. There are 13 products that I have worked on and hopefully expanded pan on since the last time I filmed this video. Some of which I worked on more at the end of 2019 and others that I've really been focusing on in 2020. So let me talk about the ones that I worked on until the end of 2019 first. These two Makeup Geek eyeshadows. This is Shimma Shimma. This is Cherry Cola. These were both in my Pan That palette for 2019. I worked on these right up until the end of the year, but since this year started, I haven't touched these at all. Same thing with this highlighter from L'Oreal. Worked on it till the very end of 2019, but I really haven't touched it at all in 2020. And finally, my Maybelline Dream Bouncy blush. I had a harder time putting this down. I was really on a roll with this and I wasn't really ready to stop using it, but by the end of January, I have put this down and I've been working on another cream blush, which I'll be talking about in just a minute. So there's my little pan right there on the side. One more product that I worked on quite a bit last year, but haven't touched really this year is this bronzer right here. I have no idea what brand this is, who made it, what the name of it is. I don't know anything about it, which is a shame because this might be my all-time favorite bronzer ever. It is gorgeous. I will definitely try to dupe it if I ever have a need for a bronzer in my life. I don't think I ever will, but this is my ideal bronzer and I will probably be panning this next year because I miss it that much and I want to use it up and enjoy it because it is my favorite bronzer of all time. It has a little bit of red in it and that's what I like about it. It makes me look more sun-kissed than ashy or dirty. I do not like a cool toned contour or bronzer. I'd rather just warm up my face with something with a little bit of red. I love it. It's magical. So I haven't touched that at all this year and I did work on it until the end of 2019. Since I have this little magnetic palette open, let me show you these two right here. I have my Mary Kay eyeshadow and this purple Almay eyeshadow. This palette right here lives in my bathroom and I do use these two on occasion. This just rolled out of my Roulette Pan collab and I hit side pan. And this one hasn't been in a project at all, but I do try to use it every now and then when I'm doing a purple look. I actually kind of have a purple look on today, but I didn't think to use that eyeshadow at all. I think both of these two eyeshadows will be rolling into projects soon, sometime this year, with the hopes of finishing them off. It would be great to move those two out this year. We'll see. Next is my e.l.f. quad, the dark concealer quad. I use this as a cream contour every single time I wear makeup. It is also in my Partners in Cream project. And I have pans showing in all 4 pans. This one I believe is going to be the first to go. So I think that will be an empty by next time, if not more than that one. I'm kind of hoping that by October this whole thing will be gone, but at the very least I think these 3 pans will be gone. This one will be the last one to go and it'll take a long time because it is a super dark and super pigmented cream shade. My mica eye base is currently in a project. I use it somewhat consistently. I'm playing around with this and another eye primer, so I go back and forth. But I think I've expanded the pan a little bit on that. At least I hope I have. The next 2 products I am so happy to be working on again. I have been doing these products I have pan on videos for so long and I keep talking about it like, yeah, I hit pan on it. I'm not working on it now. I'm hoping to get back to it in the future. And the future has finally come and I am working on these 2 products to hopefully finish them off this year. The first one is this L'Oreal cream blush. This is the cream blush I'm currently working on. This is all that's left. I am really optimistic that I can finish this year, but I am just amazed at how little I need every day. It's so tiny. But I am working on it. It's in a project. Hopefully it'll be gone by the next time I do one of these videos in October. And the other one is my ColourPop Super Shock Cheek Highlight in Lunch Money. This is a gorgeous color. It really suits my skin tone very nicely. This is also in my Partners in Cream project. And I have expanded the pan, but it's moving so slow. So slow. It's gonna take a long time for me to finish that highlighter, a very long time. And I'm not that light-handed with it. I mean, I don't think I am, but I apply it on the tops of my cheekbones, down the center of my nose, my Cupid's bow, a little bit on my forehead sometimes. I apply it everywhere, and yet it's not going anywhere. The next product that I'm working on that I've never worked on before is this Physicians Formula Trio. This is in the baked oatmeal from their baked collection, from their baked collection. And this series, the Products I Have Pan On series, is really what inspired me to put this in my panning solitaire, because pulling this out every 6 months and talking about it was driving me crazy. I wanted to have more progress. So especially with the lid being broken and everything, and this being kind of a bulky packaging, you guys know Physicians Formula is just known for their bulky packaging. I would love to finish this and move this package out. It's a lot. So 6 months ago I had pan showing on this top shade. I still have pan. I've expanded the pan. No new pan on the 2 bottom shades, but hopefully we will have some major progress by the time I'm back here in October, because my goal is to use this up completely this year. We'll see. Okay, and finally I have my Pure Go Nude palette. I've been working really hard on this palette. I pull it out every single day for something. Not necessarily everything, but I use it every single day, if not any other reason than for this shade right here. This is my brow powder, and I use it in my brows every single day. 6 months ago, I had powder in this blush pan, and I finished that off, and I had powder in this pan. It was like a shimmery vanilla shade, and I finished that off. And I also had the purple shade in my baby pan, and I also had a purple shadow in my baby pan palette that I had pressed into this pan right here, and that's gone now too. I had pan on here before, and I've expanded the pan, and this is new pan right here. So that is 1 out of my 6 new pans from last October. This shadow I haven't really been working on at all. It's a combination of a shimmery matte, it's a combination of a matte black shadow that had glitter in it and a shimmery bronzy shadow, and I combined the two when I broke the palette and the pan shattered. So that's a combination of 2 shadows right there. And I think if I can finish these 2 eyeshadows, I might just wear this brown eyeshadow every single day until this pan is empty. I might do that. I might just put a hold on all projects focusing on eyeshadows and just pan that until it's gone, if I can finish this one and this one, because I'd really love to have this palette empty. And I know a lot of you would too. I've seen your comments. I know a lot of you are rooting for me to finish this off, so that might be happening. So this is one of my new pans that I've hit in the last 6 months. There's 5 more to talk about. Let me show you them really quick, because I've already been talking a long time. I only have 1 new pan in my ColourPop Super Shock shadows. This is Valley Girl. I hit this pan since October of last year, but definitely closer to October than now. There it is right there. Probably in November sometime I hit that pan. So 1 new Super Shock shadow. All right, this one is really hard for me to even talk about because you cannot see the pan. But this is Unicorn Kiss from Lala Cosmetics. Lala Cosmetics is an indie brand that is not around anymore. I've reached out to the owner many times to find out if she's on hiatus, if she's gone for good, and she hasn't responded. So hopefully someday she'll come back, because if she does, I will insist that all of you guys buy this beautiful eyeshadow. It is gorgeous. This was in my Pan That palette from last year, in my magnetic palette, and I had hit pan on it, but on the day that I filmed the finale, many of you can remember, I dropped the whole palette on the ground. Like, I literally signed off and said, goodbye everybody, thanks for watching, and then blammo, the palette fell out of it jumped out of my hands. It literally jumped out of my hands, fell on the floor, and I shattered like 4 or 5 pans of eyeshadow, and this was one of them. So it is repressed with a little bit of something else mixed in. There's no pan to show you, but I still had Still had to mention this because I feel like I deserve some credit for hitting pan. And I do have photographic evidence of the pan that I hit on this. I just don't have it right now, which is a total bummer. I hit pan on my e.l.f. Cool Mist Aqua Beauty palette. This was in Pan in Every Palette. There's my new pan right there. Another Pan in Every Palette pan came from my ColourPop Element of Surprise palette. This guy right here. Oh, there it is. So tiny. And the opposite of tiny is the pan in this guy right here. This is my Too Faced No Filter Selfie Powder Palette. It's the shade Moon River, this lilac shade right here. I cannot believe how much progress I'm making on this. It is going really quickly. I haven't felt the need to repress this at all yet, but it's not gonna be long before I have to repress it. It's going so fast. I was previously working on all three pans equally and just kind of dipping my brush in all three to set my face, but currently I'm working on a foundation that is a little bit more yellow. Even with this powder, I still look a little bit yellow, especially when you see my neck. Yep. So since I started working on this foundation, I've only been setting my face with this powder. I mean, it helps, but it's not doing the best job at making my face look less yellow. I think if I didn't point it out, a lot of you guys wouldn't notice, but I'm pretty yellow. So I've been using this exclusively to kind of counteract the yellow in that foundation and to set my face. And that's how I hit this massive pan. I am predicting that by October, when I film this again, this will be gone and I'll have pan in these two shades right there, but we'll see. That's it. I know that's a lot to talk about. I'm very proud of all of my pans. I'm very sad for the pan that I hit, that I had to repress, but I am happy with the change that occurred in the last 6 months from where I was and the new pans that I hit. And I'm especially happy with all of the products that had pan 6 months ago, but I've since finished. I'm really happy to have 9 finished products from the pans that I had 6 months ago. That is just so exciting, and hopefully I'll have several more by the time I film this again next October. We will see. There's something about filming these videos that inspires me, like, oh, look at that pan, I should put that in a project. And it definitely helps me to bring these products to the forefront of my mind so that as I'm planning new projects, I take them into consideration and hopefully incorporate them into projects and finish them off. There's still a lot more work to be done after you've hit pan. You're not even halfway done by the time you've hit pan, but it's very encouraging. And I need to keep doing these videos to keep reminding myself of what's out there that I need to finish. I always try to find a good balance between working on my untouched makeup that's basically brand new and working to hit pan along with finishing these products that already have pan and are on the older end. So I'm always trying to find the balance between the two and get a good mix of new and old. But these videos are really good reminders of what I need to keep working on and to remind myself of products that I can put into projects sooner rather than later. So I do hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.